my name is Rebecca, and you're Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. So those fluffy little scamps over at Screenrant, those fluffy little scamps at Screenrant, they love talking about Doctor Who. They love writing about Doctor Who. I guess they get clicks. I guess the clicks work for them. But the funny thing, I think they get clicks because they don't really understand or know anything about Doctor Who. So we got another one of their wonderfully deranged articles that we're going to go through. And it might be quite amusing. Before we get there, can I ask you guys, can you hit the like button? That'd be fan, that'd be double dozy. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. Can you hit the share button? Share me around. Pass me around like a cheap $10 hooker, baby. I am fine with that. I like to be shared. Mostly subscribe. Subscribe to the every thought and will and desire of the Rabbi, or just hit the subscribe button. It's right up there. Just hit the subscribe button. That'll be lovely. If you're subscribed, by the way, make sure you're still subscribed. That'll be fab. That'll be double dozy. I'm very, very, very appreciative. I am trying to monetize my channel right now, so I have an Indiegogo going. You shouldn't say that too quickly. So here it is. The link is in the video notes. If you click it and go check it out. 2 really great graphic novels, nice decent weight. Never mind the quality, feel the width, baby. But they are pretty darn good as well. Listen, if you know my channel, I'm kind of a perfectionist, right? I'm kind of a perfectionist, and I can't put anything out unless I think it's great, right? Because listen, I think a lot of the stuff I do is fantastic. I think you've got 2 great graphic novels here. Go check it out. If it's not your type of thing, if you could share it, that would be great. If you listen to any comic related YouTube channels or whatever, if you could introduce me to them and get me help get me on those channels so I can promote it, that would be fantastic. We're doing quite well. The campaign's doing well. I think we're hitting the first stretch goal reasonably soon, which we one book, Imperium, gets an extra 5 pages, and then we'll hit hopefully the next stretch goal where you get these 4 art cards when you get the full package, the full Monty, baby. Which are, reasonably salacious. Because I'm a reasonably salacious guy. So you have a series of these 4 arcs. I love this Judge Anderson. Really good. Space 99. We got a Deanna Troy card coming. Unfortunately, Dominic, the artist, is sick. I got to get in contact with him, see if he's out of bed yet, see how he's doing. I keep monitoring his Facebook to see if he's posted anything. Nothing, and he's always on Facebook. So I think he's in bed and he's poorly. So we got that going on. And then, I think that range is going to expand to like 10 cards. Anyway, great package. Go share it. Go check it out. Go buy yourself a copy. That would be freaking awesome. I am insanely and pathetically grateful for your support. That's 100% true. All right, let's read a bit of Screenrant, shall we? Let's read a bit of Screenrant. And again, you see, it puts together in the picture 3 elements that should never be put together. A really quite rendition of Scaro. That's from one of my favorite Peter Capaldi episodes, The Witch's Familiar, or the Wizard's Apprentice and The Witch's Familiar, I think. I can't remember. Not great titles, but a great episode. I really like those episodes. Jodie Whittaker looking somewhat gormless in a prison outfit. She couldn't escape from prison because she's useless until a man came and broke her out, and an explosion for some reason. I don't know. So let's hear what they're trying to work out. Doctor Who finally explains a decade-old Time War mystery. Well, I don't think Time War mysteries really need to be explained, right? Because it's a time war. You could just say that bit of time got erased. I don't think there's any need to codify every area, and maybe have a bit of mystery might be good rather than say, let's change Doctor Who's origins completely and reveal pretty much everything apart from the stuff we haven't worked out and makes it not make any sense. That stuff. The Doctor has finally explained a continuity plot hole from the relaunch series. I would like the word revived, but I'll go with relaunched. How was the Dalek homeworld restored after the Time War? Again, that could be a novel. A Big Finish, I guess, could do a Dalek Empire series. But who cares? Okay, let's see what they've got to say. Doctor has finally explained a decade-old Dalek mystery from the Time War. Continuity has never been Doctor Who's strong suit. Really, hasn't been that bad. Really, there's been the biggest egregious example I can think of is unit dating. When they moved everything to the 70s in Mordred Undead, when in the production team said they were in the 80s. And I think, well, Sarah Jane Smith in Pyramids of Mars said, yeah, I'm from 1980. So, okay. And I guess that'll be from the last year, maybe. So that was a continuity glitch. I actually always answered that in my head canon. There was this thing in the novels called the Faction Paradox, which is like this voodoo Time Lord cult, which are really kind of cool. There's a bunch of really good audios made from them by Magic Bullet Productions. They also did this other series called Cawdor City, which is also very, very good. But, I just figured it was some, like, weird timey-wimey thing. I think put it down to the vagaries of unit dating. But there you can say, it was spillage from the Time Warp, right? It's like, we really don't need to work this out. Content has been strong, so it's not been bad. It really hasn't been bad. I mean, you got to look closely to see the errors. And then, there's normally wiggle room to try and work it out. And that's a feature rather than a bug, as Doctor Who author Paul Cornell opined in his personal... Oh, God, Paul Cornell. Paul Cornell is such a douchebag. He's a fantastic Doctor Who writer, right? He's an absolute fantastic Doctor Who writer. One of the best. Right? Like, I put him way up there, one of the best. Utter douchebag. So we were doing these watch-alongs in fandom, which has been horribly divided of late. Fandom's been divided of late because the younger fans who've come in, who are like the current era, a lot of them are just terrible, terrible people. Just absolutely terrible people with no virtue whatsoever. They lie. They're hateful. They're hypocrites. They're cowards. They have no positive a character trait. And I think it's probably because they grew up with participation trophies rather than an ability to process and deal with failure, which they all clearly don't have, right? So anyway, we were quite divided, but then we had these watch-alongs going along, and suddenly fandoms, about a year ago, fandom unified. It was like we were all enjoying Doctor Who together until Paul Cornell came in. He did a chain block on anybody who might not think the same way. So he has a dislike of the unlike, a very traditional, not Doctor Who thing, but that's who he is. So his own personal blog, not giving a toss about who fits together is one of the Doctor Who's oldest, proudest traditions. It's a strength of the series. Yeah, okay. So here's what he's doing right now. He is licking Chris Chibnall's balls. His Chris Chibnall balls, very, very dry. Very dry. Fortunately, Paul Cornell was there to lick his balls for him because Chris Chibnall blew up Doctor Who continuity completely and said, all that stuff about Doctor Who being a Time Lord? Nah. And that stuff about Doctor Who being a white man? Certainly not. No. Basically that. They blew up Doctor Who, rewrote complete Doctor Who continuity, to which the entirety of fandom, I'll say the entirety, I will say the majority of fandom said, no. This is garbage. This is utter garbage, and we don't like it. It's allowed infinite change and never left the show crunched into a corner after dramatic options had been done. But they haven't had damage done like that. Like, I can't think of another TV show that has really nosedived in popularity since this new regime came in. I think even Star Trek Discovery took longer to implode than Doctor Who. Maybe about the same time. Like Last Jedi. Yeah, it takes a while. They've done very badly. Terrible continuity equals an infinitely flexible format. Yeah, that's, again, Paul Cornell licking Chris Chibnall's balls. I'm sorry if that's a mental image in your head that you can't get out. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Try and lay back and think of England. That's what I need to tell you. And yet, a KT Doctor Who makes a continuity blunder that's a little too problematic. Yeah, they're called the Timeless Children. That's a bit problematic. There are two contradicting versions of the Daleks that have been multiple accounts as of their end as well. Well, again, you could explain this many different ways in what was it, the I, Davros series from Big Finish, which is really good. It's all about Davros as a young man, which contradicts the sort of maybe would contradict the opening of the Witch's Failure, Wizard's Apprentice. Yeah, it's I think we're just into multiple continuities. But in that Big Finish thing, I Davros, they mention the Dulls, which is the race that the the Daleks were supposed to have evolved out of. They mentioned that in the comic strip, the Dolls, right? That was their origin there, and they say, yeah, they died out. They were a third rate. So there's ways of reconciling all of these things, right? It doesn't matter how wild it gets. There are two contradictory versions of blah, 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 the multiple of them now. Most problematic of all is the fate of their home, Skaro, which was destroyed by an ancient Time Lord super weapon called the Hand of Omega in a classic story. Oh, Remembrance of the Daleks. Okay. No, the way they explained that, and it was in the frickin' novel. It's one of the few novelizations I read, because they were quite good at the time. Ben Aronovich. That the Skaro that got blown up was in the far, far distant future. You had plenty of Skaro in the past. And then mysteriously cropped up again in the relaunch series, referring to 2010. Yeah, again. This is all part of the Time War. Again, I'm intrigued to hear what their answer is, though. There's no easy way to explain this, because the restored Skaro also appeared to be from later in the timeline, well after the Time War. Yeah, well, you also have a restored Gallifrey as well. Again, we don't need answers to all these bloody questions. We just need good stories, right? Good stories. Remember that in Doctor Who? Good story? No, you probably don't remember. I don't doubt your memory goes back far enough. In February 21, the BBC published the Dalek Mark III travel machine combat training manual. That sounds good. Yeah, I would get it, but it's too much. They put too much Jodie stuff in it. I'm not interested at all. Essentially, a guide to all things Dalek, which attempts to fix the problem with a brief note. Section discussing Remembrance of Daleks concludes, MB, the timeline of Skaro indicates several temporal anomalies relating to its destruction and subsequent reconstruction that are currently being investigated. There, that works. That worked. Is that what this whole article is about? I bet it is. So you read a book, and I gave you another bunch of things you could rely on as well. But again, these people do not know what Doctor Who is. It's important to remember that Doctor Who history is remarkably fluid, and while there have been limitations, including so-called fixed points in times, like time travelers like the Doctor essentially have the ability to rewrite history itself. Yeah, and I think they put the fixed points in as a dramatic thing rather than a logical one. It is impossible for a show about dimension hopping time traveler to have a canon. The then writer and future showrunner Stephen Moffat remarked at San Diego Comic Convention in 2008. Yeah, but it does, and you do. You did kind of reference and tie your era very, very closely to canon. Hitting the time travel actually creates, alternate timelines that the viewers have experienced. And the Doctor not only is not a time traveler, it's not the only time traveler. The Daleks themselves possess time travel technology or sufficient complexity to challenge the Time Lords themselves in Time War. Yeah, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly timey. See how that works? So much better. This perfectly explains why Remembrance of it can still fit within the modern Doctor Who and the restored Skaro. Presumably, the destruction of Skaro was one early shot in the Time War itself. I think the first shot in the Time War was Genesis of the Daleks. And again, another great big finish yet. Really recommend it. The War Master, Derek Jacobi, reprising his 30 seconds on screen as a master in, Last of the Time Lords? No, before Utopia, right? Fantastic master, really creepy master. He's got so the War Master is called the Anti-Genesis, where he breaks time locks and he goes back to the Genesis of the Daleks. And so he's in the Kalev bunker. It's really awesome. I do recommend it. Timeline of war itself, but the Daleks use their own time travel technology to rewrite history and prevent it. Yeah, okay. This would fit well with the temporal anomalies reported in the Doctor Who tie-in book, and particularly a continuity wrinkle is therefore ironed out quite neatly. Listen. All Doctor Who fans knew this before you wrote that, right? This is not news to anyone. What is news to everyone? What is, I think, news to a lot of people, and I think a lot of people should get the news that they should go and back my Indiegogo. Go and buy these books. They're awesome, and so am I. My name is Phelan Bacon, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell, so you are notified when new videos drop.